Welcome to SVG-TV News for Tuesday, November 18th. I'm Jimmy Prince for the details. Authorities here say that remedial work is progressing smoothly at the Clare Valley Housing Project after a 3-bedroom house collapsed there on September 19th. However, the authorities say they are now faced with the possibility of the demolition of another of the houses. Here's more.
The area where the house collapsed, it's still a very tricky area and requires a lot of creative engineering.
So tricky and technical is the work, coupled with the persistent rains over the past weeks. The authorities say they have been left with no choice but to demolish the house directly to the right of the structure that collapsed on September 19th.
Every time we excavate for the footing of the wall that we need to build there, we had anticipated that wall would cost us about $370,000 in 3 layers, 3 steps. But we have bent the steels and formed the matting, and they have been lying under the house down there for the last 3 weeks, because every time we dig it out, come back next morning, loose soil keep coming down on top of it, including the soakaway for this house. We have asked the residents of this house to relocate, because it's a scary feeling standing up in your bedroom window and looking over there. So for peace of mind, we've rented a house for them.
Minister of State Julian Francis says they were forced to take down the house as it continuously shows signs of stress as they excavate for the construction of the wall directly behind the house.
You can see the cracks in the corner there. We are measuring them and we're timing it, and we have spoken to the homeowner. I believe, well, I've made a decision that we will take it out along with I've had the structural engineer at the Ministry of Works advise on it. I've spoken to the chief engineer and to Dexter, and all are in favor of us taking it out. So rather, I prefer to take it out and it comes down on its own. And then we'll have more space to work with there. Once we take this out, the rubble will help us to retain the stuff so we can work on the wall. The other 2 houses are not being threatened, and we have spoken to the homeowners of both these houses, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 5 houses on here. The first 4, we've spoken to the other 2 homeowners, and while they have some concerns, they're not at the point of being scared, because they haven't seen any real problem with their house. But the major area for engineering works is in this area, and we want as much work space as we can. So if the wall is going to be, the wall is much more valuable than this house, and in any case we have to build a bigger wall than anticipated. We suspect it's going to cost us a lot more than $370,000.
Francis says it is their hope to have the house demolished during this week.
We are hoping we can take it down in pretty easy. So we have spoken to a contracting firm who we believe has the best expertise in the area in taking it down. Naturally, we'll take off the roof by hand and salvage whatever we can salvage from it.
What's the response from the homeowner?
The homeowner is very cooperative. He understands. In fact, he says to me when I spoke to him first, he said, "But Minister, my house never gave me any trouble. I never had any vibrations in it. I never had any problems with it." And this is one, as you see, with the larger columns and the footings. But after we saw the bank start coming down, after we started excavating, we started shoring up the downstairs, and he was very cooperative.
According to Francis, the 2 lots will now be left vacant and possibly be used for greenery. He says at the moment there are some 4 contractors carrying out remedial work on the site, with a total of 30 workmen. Reporting for SVGTV News, I am Jamisha Wright.
Meanwhile, Minister of State Julian Francis explains that at the moment, remedial work is also being carried out on 13 of the approximate 30 houses on the project which need attention. Senator Francis says they are tackling first the houses with the most serious complaints.
Individual columns are being strengthened from below the footings of the columns, and so you are getting an X at each column, and beams where beams are necessary. So we have 13 of those that we are working on. We have done, this one above you here has done considerable work on it. The owner of that house has agreed to complete the downstairs. We have done what we consider to be make it sound, structurally sound, and she is continuing the work to complete her downstairs. So that is not what the extent of the works that we'll be doing. We'll be doing that for everybody. She is doing that herself.
Minister Francis says they are also at the moment tackling the issue of drainage within the area.
We'll be doing a major drain right above that last row of houses, above this yellow one and up at the top, taking that water from the right above here. There's a red flag just in the bush above here, and we're taking that drain, a contour drain, down that side to the road and into the river at the bottom of Clare Valley. Okay. So that's going to take all the water from the hillside, from the trees, from the forest, and we cut that off from coming into this area. This drain is also going to be finalized. You see, we have done some excavation on this, and we'll be shoring up this wall. We'll be building a back wall from out where it ends there, right down to the end here, and then this water will then go into the middle road and exit down into the river at the bottom, close to the bridge. So that takes care of the top. At the corner around here where the young lady Neverson lives, there's also a lot of water that comes out of the forest from in that area. Again, similar to what we're doing here, we'll be doing around there.
According to the Minister of State, the corrective works on the project, along with the installation of the necessary drainage and the back walls, are all estimated to cost some $3.3 million. Well, as the government continues with its remedial work exercise at the Clare Valley Housing Project, all 29 houses with tiling problems are expected to be retired before the start of the busy Christmas season. Minister of State Julian Francis told SVG-TV News that the tile repair program will commence this week.
We had a very cordial meeting on Saturday with the homeowners at the Clare Valley Community Center. No media, just the work crew, Dexter Jelliso, Devon Gonzalez and myself. We met with them and we explained to them the program, and they're quite comfortable. We made them an offer on the tiling, but they preferred us to do the tiling. I was making a proposal to them that we can value the cost of the tiling and have them do it themselves, so they will be satisfied with the tile work, but they prefer to have the repair team do the tile work. So we're stuck with that. We will have to do it. It's going to be very intricate because people have their personal belongings in their house while we're tiling, so a representative of the homeowner will have to be there while we are doing the tiling, which calls for another body on each house that we're doing. But if we get a team of 5 or 6 tilers, we could knock it off in a couple of weeks.
In other news now, this country is among 5 Eastern Caribbean countries which will be receiving aid from the United Kingdom until 2020. According to a media release from the British High Commission in St. Lucia, yesterday, head of the Department for International Development, DFID Caribbean, Hugh Walker, signed a joint letter of intent with St. Vincent and the Grenadines on behalf of the UK's Minister for International Development, Desmond Swayne. Walter said the UK is committed to the long-term development of the Caribbean and that the projects under the DFID will focus on supporting economic growth and job creation, increasing energy efficiency and renewable energy usage, and reducing the risks posed by climate change and natural disasters. The UK has already committed to spend up to £75 million in the Caribbean from 2011 to 2015. DFID will now invest a similar amount in the Caribbean from 2016 to 2020 to achieve shared development objectives. The other OECS countries to benefit from the DFID aid, which is to help them return to economic growth while managing the risks from external shocks, are Grenada, St. Lucia, Dominica, and Antigua Barbuda. CARICOM Energy Week officially got started here yesterday under the theme Achieving Climate and Economic Resilience Through Sustainable Development. This week's activities are being held in collaboration with the St. Vincent Electricity Services, VINLEC, and the Energy Unit within the Ministry of National Security. Kristen John Dean has more in this report.
The CARICOM Energy Week of activities are geared at building awareness among various segments of society about critical energy issues with a key focus on sustainable energy at the national level. Speaking at the opening ceremony yesterday afternoon, Director of the Energy Unit, Ellsworth Dakin, said it is important that both the government and the utility company work together to find the right blend to achieve energy sustainability, reliability, and affordability for customers.
In reviewing St. Vincent and the Grenadines' energy policy, and the action plan. Our objective essentially speaks of reducing the dependence on fossil fuel, which ultimately leads to sustainable development. This objective is mirrored through all 15 member states of CARICOM who have adopted a national energy policy. But if you look at VINLEC's vision statement or the mission, it speaks primarily to delivering a good quality electricity. Barriers Light and Power again highlights the importance of delivering world-class service. And it continues, Looselec, Grenlec, GPS. All the utilities throughout CARICOM are committed to the delivery of high-quality electricity to consumers.
He noted that the week of activities ought not to be just about commitment from the utility company or the government, but to create public awareness on the importance of energy for sustainable development.
We are still unaware of the appropriate energy efficient appliances. We are still unaware of building an energy efficient home or building an energy efficient building. We are still paying little attention to fuel efficiency in vehicles.
Meanwhile, representative of the Clinton Global Initiative commended Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves for his unwavering support for transforming the country's energy economy by welcoming a regime of ripe renewable energy.
To demonstrate this, we have not only the solar project that we are commissioning today, but a transformative geothermal project that the Clinton Foundation has been working closely with the government on for the past few years. And to demonstrate the urgency at which the government is working, this all began as a conversation 2.5 years ago between the Clinton Foundation, the Energy Unit, and the utility. And by now we have struck a very productive and fair partnership with a private sector company that has both the economic strength and the technical expertise to implement a geothermal project in the next few years.
And project leader of the Renewable Energy Efficient Technical Assistance RETA Foundation, Andrea Tuber, said they are working closely with the CARICOM Energy Unit to cover all CARICOM countries in the celebration of Energy Week with 3 main tasks.
One is support for the improvement or further development of energy policy on the regional level. Of course, also the implementation on national levels. The second part of the project is capacity building, which we think is very important for renewables, for energy efficiency. You need trained staff also to manage such a project or even to build such a project. Then we have third component is on model projects, replicable projects in the region, and we have sorted out for our project, which has a life of 3 years, which surely will be expanded on bioenergy, on electrical mobility, and energy efficiency.
Activities for CARICOM Energy Week will wrap up on Monday, November 2nd. Kristen John Dean reporting for SVGTV News.
In related news, the total solar PV systems installed in this country will provide electricity for approximately 748 homes and reduce the nation's fuel bill by $700,000 annually. That's according to Chief Executive Officer of VINLEC, Tony Myers, who says the benefits of solar energy are far-reaching. Speaking at the launch of CARICOM Energy Week and VINLEC's solar PV installation at Lomans Bay on Monday, Myers says there are those who criticized the investment of solar PV systems. However, they believe it is a worthwhile investment, as not many can afford such installation on their own.
Therefore, as a power company with the responsibility to provide power to the entire populace, we are investing in solar such that the entire customer base can benefit from reduced fuel expenditure to a small reduction in the fuel surcharge.
Myers said as a small country, the investment in solar PV is a demonstration to the world what St. Vincent and the Grenadines is prepared to do for energy sustainability.
Should be supported by the international community in this exercise. We have had 5 years of experience in solar PV, and we are quite comfortable with the technology. In addition to our own installation, we have been monitoring over 40 such installations in St. Vincent and Beckwith. For those who wish to support us in the further expansion of solar energy, let's reduce the bureaucracy. Germany in the 50th parallel has invested heavily in solar PV technology to generate electricity from a renewable source. and it is achieving capacity factors in the region of 16 to 20%. We are located on the 13th parallel, north of the equator, and there is absolutely no need for a pre-feasibility and feasibility study to investigate solar radiation.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves says he expects a reduction soon in the fuel surcharge rate here. Dr. Gonsalves noted that he expects with the tumbling of prices globally, the fuel surcharge rate here will decrease from 52.7 cents per unit to below 50 cents.
You have a number of misguided people who going about and saying that the reason why the price of electricity to the consumer is so high is because we haven't altered the base rate since 1973. And if we do so, the fuel surcharge price will be less. Well, it doesn't matter how you tinker with it, with base and fuel surcharge. The total price will be reflected in your bill. You must not listen to snake oil salesmen selling you something which they do not quite understand.
He noted that if VINLEC were to increase the base price and reduce the fuel surcharge, it will be more expensive for consumers.
Those who consume more than 200 units per month, because the VAT, the value-added tax, is not charged on the fuel surcharge, but on the base. So if you increase the base price, you increase the taxation. I want that to be understood.
This year's tourist season is shaping up to be a very profitable one for local artisans and craftsmen and women. So says businesswoman Leoline Jones, who operates a store at the cruise ship terminal. Jones says since the start of the season, a number of locally made items have been grabbing the attention of visitors, particularly those coming in on various cruise ships.
This ship today, it's affected me in a positive manner. This is the first stop for this ship, and because it's the first stop, they are purchasing certain items that they need in the Caribbean, right? So today is good, but generally it's very challenging.
To commemorate Tourism Month, the Ministry of Tourism is showcasing the talent of St. Vincent and the Grenadines with live bands and drummers who have been serenading passengers as they pass through the terminal building at the cruise ship berth. Victor Mata Byron, the lead drummer of Resistance Heartbeat Drummers, commended the ministry for the effort.
Saturday we were here and it wasn't as good as today. I think today is good. We can't complain. It's very good. We're enjoying it.
Darius Peters of Darius Naturals is another satisfied local craftsman who, at the time SVG-TV News caught up with him, had already sold out his items.
Visitors from the boat come around and they buy a few things from me, which is very neat. And I think it's a nice day, different than Saturday, because the one Saturday was rainy. So today was a nice day. You know, famous board. So I just crafted from like the banana and the bamboo, give it a neat flutter around, and I get some banana in the back. This one is a banana earring, like some design. You could actually see it. Yeah.
The month-long celebrations for Tourism Month will conclude on November 30th. Well, with Christmas just around the corner, Couriers is getting into the Christmas spirit of giving back to their customers. Representative of the company, Ezzy Roberts, says Christmas is a time to be extra generous and they will be having promotions where everyone can be a winner.
At Couriers, we are quite grateful to the general public for the support we have been receiving over the years. We believe that we have the responsibility to be saying thank you on a regular basis. We certainly held our Thank You Day activity not too long ago, which is our official period of saying thank you to our suppliers, our employees, customers and consumers. At this time of the year, Christmas time, we believe that is also a period where we should be giving to our customers. We have been supportive of a number of organizations over the years, and this year in particular we have made donations to a number of organizations and needy individuals. We also supported some national initiatives, national activities like Carnival and also 9 Mornings. Today we are focusing on what we are doing for Christmas for 2014. We have a promotion called Korea's Christmas, and over 200 individuals will be winning prizes.
Roberts also announces their partnership with Flow to provide that should be the public with free internet packages for 3 months. He added that this is a way for them to make Christmas a lot more entertaining for the entire family.
Throughout this campaign, we will be having weekly draws, and at each draw we'll be having persons winning 32-inch flat screen television sets. So we'll be giving away 9 such sets, and the grand prize will be one 55-inch flat screen television set. We would also be having prizes. We have additional prizes: 10 $500 gift vouchers. 150 persons will be winning $100 gift vouchers. We'll also be giving away weekly ham, wines, and carry beers. And additionally, we have partnered with Flow on their promotion and our promotions. We are running a partnership, so we'll be giving away a number of prizes from Flow. We have 3 months package of the Turbo 10 from Flow. 5 persons will be winning these. Okay, so our first draw in this Christmas promotion will be this Thursday. We'll be having draws at different locations, different stores. The first draw will be at the Korea City store on Thursday, and the winners will be announced on the Korea's Drive Home program on NBC Radio on Thursday afternoon.